It's been a rough ride for our boy Rocky Boy, with the last couple years being box office failure after being box office failure, probably from the stemming fact that the audience have gotten sick and tired of him ever since he tried to take over the DC universe, and fair.
Huh? What?
But in this one, The Rock and the Smashing Machine is teaming up with A24 and trying to prove himself as a real actor.
Shut up, bitch!
And to be candid with you, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, The Rock was actually kind of let down here, and A24 kind of dropped the ball a little bit.
Looks like you dropped the ball. Dropped the ball. Dropped the ball.
The Smashing Machine is a biographical sports drama written and directed by Benny Safdie. You may remember him from Uncut Gems.
Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
Johnson plays Mark Kerr, who is an early Pride fighter, early UFC fighter, one of the pioneers of mixed martial arts as a sport. In this film, Mark is suffering through addiction, personal loss, and the suffering of his own ambition, or at least the brutality of his own ambition. Johnson is joined by his co-star Emily Blunt, who plays Dawn, the girlfriend in this film. Bas Rutten is in this film. Brian Batter as Mark Coleman is in this film. It actually even has heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk show up, which is pretty cool as a fight fan myself. The film is produced, distributed by A24, who kind of have been on a roll as of late the last couple years and have a certain prestige expectation when it comes to delivering a certain tone, a certain type of film. Whenever you take Dwayne Johnson, an actor who's been trying to get the recognition of the audience, and put him with A24 for this type of movie, as a fight fan, I was incredibly excited for the Smashing Machine and really couldn't wait to see it. The last couple months, the marketing material behind this thing has been more focused on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's body transformation than the film, the actual, like, the movie it's about. And whenever it came out this weekend, the movie has bombed. It's gotten 6 million domestically, which is a new low for Johnson.
I declare bankruptcy!
Looking at critics and the reviews, people are kind of praising Johnson's performance, but are kind of really sticking it to this lackluster script, and I have to do the same here. I think that The Rock fully deserves the praise that he has gotten in the movie so far. I felt like that he really disappears behind the character. I thought that he did a really great job, but that praise doesn't shield this movie from a lackluster script. It leans predictable, has underwhelming side arcs, and does a lot of telling and not showing. The pacing of this movie and a lot of elements of this film kind of make it seem like it's a lot longer than it is. Do I think that it deserved to get $6 million domestically? Absolutely not, because I think that there are really good things about this movie. But here's what does land: Johnson's performance itself. The prosthetics and the mannerisms and the way that he looks with hair is all great. And he put on a shitload of muscle for this role, which is, I guess, great. But I'm not here for knowing, I know that The Rock can get jacked. That's not why I'm here.
Focus. 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 Focus.
I'm here to see the early story of UFC, Pride, and Mark Kerr's story and how it's told through an A24 lens, and with it being portrayed by Dwayne Johnson. I'm here to see if Dwayne Johnson has the acting chops that he thinks he does. And do I think it was an overly complicated role for him? No, but I think that it has the most weight, the most depth that any character that he's played before. This is probably some of the best stuff that he's ever done, but like I said, it's not being held up by a very good script. It's actually being let down. Visually, Safdie does what Safdie does. The movie looks grainy. It looks like it's kind of filmed through an old school camera. The camera's always moving. As far as the fight sequences, I thought that the brutal fights were brutal. I thought that they were short. There was nothing sweet about them. I thought that the hits felt impactful. But Safdie does a really good job at shooting the movie. I think that the movie looks what the movie should look like. And while the movie I felt like is shot great, and I feel like all the acting performances are pretty good, the script, again, it's a mess. When the film is not in the ring focusing on the combat sports or the elements of that, it's often focusing on Dawn and Mark's relationship, which some moments they hate each other, some moments they're deeply, madly in love, and I guess that's fine when it comes to a toxic relationship, but I wish we got to see how we got there. By the end of their film, I didn't feel like that they had a really good conclusion as a relationship, and then we're just being told by the end that they ended up getting back together in real life, which is okay. One of the big elements of this film is Mark's drug addiction and how he overdoses on opioids, and we're told during this time that Mark has a ginormous drug issue, but we're not really shown it. We're just told it. And I guess there's like some points where he's looking around in the doctor's office and he's asking for drugs, and I guess he shoots up once in the movie. But again, I wish we got to see how we got from point A to point B. These are really great elements, the relationship and the drug issues, the overcoming of losing, and the kind of the struggles that they have to go through along the way. This is all great. These are all great things to tell a great movie, but none of them are developed. We don't really get to see any of it in an impactful way. The story promises the emotional payoffs, but we don't get them really. And whenever we get all these emotional promises by the end of the film, I'm left kind of thinking, what was the point of all of this?
This wasn't worth my time, dude.
The only theme that I can kind of take out of it whenever you look at like the arcs and the overwhelming story that kind of wraps up here, you can kind of say like, maybe the movie is about trying to find personal fulfillment. Maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's all well and good, but I'm just trying to figure out how we got from here to there. Again, it's not really told or shown, or the story is not being developed for us. So the Smashing Machine is both a triumph and a compromise. Johnson, I guess, absolutely proves that he is more of an actor than just a rock action movie persona. He definitely earns respect with his efforts and his vulnerability, but the film never really seems to shake the genre that it hopes to subvert. It's giving us glimpses of greatness, sure, but its uneven script and the classic telling not showing form of storytelling holds it back from being anything other than, I don't know, forgettable. So while I think that the Smashing Machine isn't, the worst thing ever, and I don't think it definitely deserved the box office failure that it has, it was underwhelming at best. I would probably rate it a 5 or a 6 out of 10. I think it's definitely worth watching, especially if you kind of love fighting and combat sports. If you're a fan of Johnson and the MMA history, I think that you'll like this or enjoy this film, even to some capacity. So what is your take on the Smashing Machine? Do you think that it did justice for The Rock? Did you like the film? Did you not like the film? Do you think that there were flaws here that I mentioned? Do you see that the flaws that I mentioned? Overall, I can say that I'm interested to see The Rock take another crack at these more dramatic roles, and it seems like he's going to be teaming up with Safdie and A24 again for a different role. So I'm interested to see what that looks like. But anyways, that's all I got. I shall talk to you guys in the next one. Peace, love, adios, and bye-bye.